you. Tonight, about a year before the 2014 elections, our Congress has record low approval ratings and is on pace to produce the least legislation of any Congress in recorded history. As we reported yesterday, hyperpartisanship seems to be partly behind the political paralysis, but an expert we talked to, a man who served as a congressman for more than 3 decades himself, says there's also at least one more reason our lawmakers are so unproductive.
They don't work hard enough.
Want proof? Consider how little time our lawmakers in Washington actually spend in session. According to the Library of Congress, the first 9 months of this year, the House took at least 6 weekdays off every month except June. The Senate was also out of session at least 6 days every month but June.
Our duty, not just as a politician, but as a citizen, is to make the country work better.
But can politicians really do that when they're spending so much time away from the workplace? The House was out of session 10 weekdays in January, 8 in May and April, and 7 each in March and July. The Senate missed 12 weekdays in January, 10 in May, and 9 each in February, April, and July. And both chambers were out of session for virtually the entire month of August. By our math, that comes out to a total of 83 missed weekdays in 9 months for the Senate, or the equivalent of 16.5 work weeks. On the House side, we counted up 75 weekdays missing, or the equivalent of 15 work weeks.
Lawmakers are quick to point out that even if they're not on Capitol Hill, they're often still working by meeting with people in their districts back home. No doubt there's some truth in that, but we don't really know just how much time they spend on the job ever. None of Northeast Indiana's representatives in Congress would let us see their day-to-day schedules detailing how they spend their time, whether they're back here in Indiana or in Washington. They say that's just standard policy.
Does it surprise you that nobody has given me the schedule after multiple asks?
I think it does surprise me. Maybe they're meeting with some people they don't want you to know about. I mean, that's a possibility.
And to some degree, lawmakers say that's true.
Look, I serve on the Intelligence Committee. I've had a number of meetings with key members from the White House, including the President. The agreement has been at the start. We are not going to publicize this. We think that once it gets publicized, all of a sudden the interest groups weigh in. We think we can be more constructive just keeping this under the radar.
But Senator Dan Coats admits there is another reason lawmakers won't show us or anyone else their day-to-day schedules. If they did, he says people could wrongly pick those schedules apart.
Went down to the gym for a shower because we've been in session for 14 hours, and, you know, what are you doing down there?
But we do pay members of Congress $174,000 a year to work for us. Doesn't it seem reasonable to want some idea of how much time they spend working on legislation and constituents' concerns, as opposed to meeting with people who can give them money or increase their political prestige?
I always felt, and I think they should feel, that that's the public's business, who I'm meeting with.
Tonight on Nightcast, we'll talk a little more about the perks of being in Congress and why it's conceivable lawmakers could want to keep their jobs, whether they're accomplishing anything of consequence or not. Join us at 11. We'll be right back.